The Bronx's African community hosted a 13th Congressional District Candidates Forum at the Bronx Museum of the Arts to hear from 7 candidates in all looking to replace United States Congressman Charles Rangel, who retires this year after serving 23 terms. The seat, originally representing Harlem, now includes parts of the West Bronx, both communities seen as among the fastest growing for African-born immigrants new to the U.S.
Things like health care for non-status residents, issues like the diversity visa, which is a main way that Africans get into this country, issues like TPS, which is temporary protected status, which is about to expire at the end of the year. Those are major issues that affect the African community.
With questions largely centered around immigration, with the number of African-born immigrants now at an estimated 1.7 million, up from 35,000 in 1965 after the passage of the Immigration Act, information technology expert Mike Gallagher, Ambassador at Large for International Religious Freedom Susan Johnson Cook, Assemblyman Keith Wright, State Senator Adriano Espaillat, former State Assemblyman Adam Clayton Powell IV, former senior aide to President Bill Clinton Clyde Williams, and State Assemblyman Guillermo Linares answered questions on this as well as others, including representation for those here in the U.S.
I live in this community. I know exactly the issues that people face, which are involving housing, affordable housing, jobs, education, health care, all of the things that affect my family, affect these communities.
Both Dominican-born Senator Espaillat and Assemblyman Linares shared their understanding of what many communities face when coming to the U.S. for the first time.
I think I bring something that no one really brings, and is the ability to mobilize and organize newcomers. I did it in Washington Heights, mostly with the Dominican community around education in the most overcrowded school district, and we got results.
First and foremost, that the Bronx have been somewhat ignored for some time in this district. I think that it is important that whoever gets elected, and I hope to be the next congressional member, that we establish on day one an office right here in the center of the Bronx, so people can access that office and get the resources and the services that they need.
Others also expressed their support of continuing and strengthening current legislation around immigration.
For 2 years, I worked at Bronx Lebanon Hospital Center, and certainly there were many immigrants coming into the Bronx at that time. Prior to a large African population, there were immigrants coming from many different populations. And one of the things we worked on was, number one, getting the right legal protection so that people did not have to be afraid to come out and get the care they needed.
I believe we need real immigration reform overall. And there is no doubt that some of the things they're talking about need to be adjusted and worked on. And what I like to do is continue to work with them and have a conversation to figure out how we bring those things to the forefront.
I have all the energy, experience, and especially commitment to best represent all of us.
Former State Assemblyman Adam Clayton Powell IV, the son of Adam Clayton Powell Jr., the first to hold the seat from 1945 to 71, leaned instead on his career that began as an ADA in the Bronx and New York City councilperson. And Assemblyman Keith Wright, considered a favorite with insiders, he got reaction from the crowd when he arrived long after the program began, sharing he was at an African Advisory Council meeting with the Bronx Borough president. He says he's prepared to address the needs of the African community.
I have a vast commitment and a track record in terms of immigration. I'm a prime sponsor of the DREAM Act in the New York State Assembly. I'm the prime author of the bill to create the Domestic Workers Bill of Rights. Those folks that work as nannies and caregivers, those folks that mainly come from immigrant communities, those folks that now, after being used and abused for so long, are now able to get a day off, now able to get sick time, and now able to get vacation pay and overtime. It's never happened before in a historic piece of legislation.
The African Leadership Project and other groups are also pushing for the passage of Intro 410 in New York City, allowing non-citizen legal immigrants to vote in citywide elections, and legal requirements for government agencies to make information published available in language spoken by African-born and other immigrants. Well, they've heard from the candidates. Now it's about getting registered voters to the polling sites on June 28th. For BronxNet, this is Arlene Makoko.